It's an extremely challenging time when your wife says she's done and refuses to work on the marriage. For some men, it's just too much. They self-implode and lose what they hold dearest, while others see it as an opportunity to grow and take on the challenge of reconciling their marriage. Now, if we haven't met each other before, my name's Luke Finn and I'm the founder of the ARC system, which has helped hundreds of dads avoid divorce and reconnect with their wife. Now, after helping hundreds of dads save their marriage, I started asking myself the question, why do some men manage to effortlessly reconcile while others spend years going round and round in circles only for their attempts to fail? Well, I noticed it boils down to 5 key paradigm shifts that you need to make, and I'm going to share them with you today. And be sure to stick around to the end of this video where I'm going to share with you my ultimate guide to reconciliation. Now, with all that being said, let's dive right in. The first paradigm shift is victimhood to creatorship. So a man that will never save his marriage is stuck in victimhood. He feels like a victim, and when you meet him, he'll sit you down and tell you about his story, his big sob story about how this happened and how it's hopeless, and when his wife makes up her mind, it's impossible to reconcile. And what you'll notice is with somebody that's stuck in victimhood, he'll also have lots of excuses. Somebody might tell him, well, have you tried counseling? Have you tried going to a therapist? Have you tried coaching? And instead, he'll just come up with all the different excuses why it's impossible. Now let's compare this with a man in creatorship. He sees the problems in his marriage as an opportunity to grow, to get better. He realizes that he and his wife can do better, and he refuses to stay where he's currently at. Number 2 is DIY to a proven process. So as men, when we have problems in our life, we want to try and fix it ourselves. It's like deeply ingrained in us to fix problems. And a lot of times this can be great, but when it comes to reconciliation in your marriage, there's a big cost that comes to it when we're trying to do it ourselves. You end up making mistakes, and these mistakes cost you time, and they can also end up costing your marriage. So a man that saves his marriage trades in doing it for himself because he's tried it for a couple of weeks, a month, sees he's getting nowhere, and trades it in for a proven process. Number 3 is a hot mess to diligence. So a man that is a hot mess has no chance of reconciling. Every little obstacle he hits along the road, every little tripwire that his wife puts in front of him, he flips out and he panics and he feels hopeless. Now let's compare this with a man who is diligent. He also hits obstacles, he also experiences big emotions, but he doesn't let it faze him. He focuses on the process. He realizes that he's going to hit bumps along the road, but he also knows this is a normal part of the journey on the road to reconciliation. Number 4 is focused on external to focus on internal. A man who has no chance of saving his marriage is completely fixated on the external. He's looking to his wife for signs of hope. He's looking for words of affirmation. And when he doesn't get it, he's on an emotional roller coaster. And this makes it really difficult for him to be able to make progress. Now let's compare this with a man who is focused on the internal. So he's not looking to his wife for signs of hope. He's focused on mastering his emotions. So it doesn't matter what she does. He's detached from her and he's gotten off the emotional roller coaster, which means he's calm and confident. He's rediscovered his value as a man and is able to communicate effectively with his wife. And this is when the magic happens, because his wife sees his changes. He's radiating and exuding this confidence, and this is irresistible to his wife. Number 5 is going it alone to going with your tribe. So the reconciliation process can be a long process, and it can also be a lonely one if you've got no one there to support you along the way. The chances that you're going to give up when you're doing it alone is much higher. You could be really close to a breakthrough, but you're not aware of it, and because you then lose the motivation, you miss out on reconciling. Compare this to somebody who decides to do reconciliation with a tribe. Like my group, for instance, the ARC Legends. We've got an amazing community, a brotherhood of guys who show up every week to do the work necessary to reconcile. Your chances of reconciling are so much higher when you've got a brotherhood of guys who have been on the same path, hit the same obstacles, overcome them, and can give you that advice. And it's extremely comforting and motivating when you're in a group of guys that are growing, making progress, reconciling. It's going to spur you on and make sure that you don't give up when you're just close to a breakthrough. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you need to watch my next video on the ultimate guide to reconciliation.